Hey guys, in today's video we'll be trying on more novelties from different watch brands. In my previous video I tried on Jaeger-LeCoultre's new timepieces and the new reversals, but today we'll be trying on from brands like Tag Heuer, followed by Zenith's new pilot watches, and lastly we'll end the day at Tudor with the new Black Bay pieces. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all for your support, and let's get on with the video. We are right at the entrance of the watch alley and at the location of Swatch's new store. Previously it was located opposite of the Apple store, but now it is located at the watch alley, right where it belongs in my opinion, and it is opposite of Tissot and Tag Heuer. We are going to take a quick look inside the new store, as I think the design and the color scheme and everything is just so fun and funky, and it represents Swatch as a brand and their watches, so I just had to take a look. Really nice design, and I kind of wish that the luxury brands would follow suit and be more expressive in their boutique decorations and design. In case you guys are wondering, yes, the queue outside of the store is for the Moon Swatch. People are still queuing for it and they still sell out every week. And over here, the models that are hard to get are the Mission to the Moon, Mission to Mercury, and Mission to Neptune. So let me know if it's still hard to get wherever you guys are at. Before we head over to Tag Heuer, I just had to pop over to Tissot and ask about the new PRX with the ice blue dial. And now I kinda wish that I didn't, because now I really want it. Is this the best looking PRX dial currently? I think many would agree that it is. It is an icy blue color and a glacier blue, and it is real stunning in person. And this one was a display piece, so I couldn't try it on. But if you guys are wondering how it wears, it is similar to this. This blue dial is also another great choice, and if you pair it with the rubber strap, it also adds more versatility to the watch. But if you want the new ice blue dial, you have to put a deposit of about 300 plus 30%, and it's about a month waiting time. If you guys want to see me try on other PRX models, including the chronograph, I have an old video where I tried on the different models, so be sure to check that one out. We are now next door at Tag Heuer to check out some of the new Carrera models. We are going to start off with the new Tag Heuer Carrera chronograph in 42mm, and this one is in the blue dial with striking orange accents. This watch is also fitted with the caliber Heuer O2 movement, 80 hours of power reserve, and this watch's water resistance is 100 meters, which is actually more than the Moon watch that I'm wearing. But of course, we're not going to take these watches into the pool. Applied logo at 12 o'clock with Carrera printed on the dial, and at 6 o'clock is the date window. This watch retails for 8,200 Singapore dollars, and I think it's a reasonable price. However, the main issue for this one personally is the thickness of it. They actually don't mention how much it measures, but you'll see on my wrist shortly that it is a bit too much. And in general, the overall design of this one is a bit too modern for my taste. I definitely prefer the more vintage looking Carreras, but if you enjoy the modern style with the striking colors, then you will enjoy this one. But personally, this one is not for me. Speaking of vintage style Carreras, this one is definitely more towards my liking. Coming in at 39mm, this Carrera chronograph is in a reverse panda dial layout, and this one also has a dome crystal sapphire. It looks really nice and unique. The date window on this one is at 12 o'clock instead of the usual 6, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because at that position you also have the brand's logo printed on it, so it's a bit occupied, and you're so used to seeing the date at 6 o'clock that, you know, sometimes my mind thinks that the watch is upside down. But the movement on this watch is the TH20, I believe, and it has the same power reserve as the previous watch. The winding rotor on this one is of the brand's logo, which is pretty cool. And this is how it looks on my wrist, 39 millimeters. And again, they don't mention the thickness of the watch, but I believe it is a little bit less than the previous one. So this one looks better on the wrist, and this one retails for 9,200 Singapore dollars. So a bit more costly, but I think it looks better and more timeless. So this will be my pick. Moving on to the fun and vibrant colors of the new Tag Heuer Carrera date in 36 millimeters. These watches come in 4 different dial colors, but the blue one is all sold out. And in 36 millimeters, it is a size that I think both male and female can wear comfortably. And I think a lot of different watch brands are now trying to reduce the sizes of their watches. Later on, we will also check out Tudor's new Black Bay 54 in 37 millimeters. But this one, 36 millimeters for 4,550. I think you are better off at buying an Aqua Racer. And lastly, we will take a look at this special edition Monza flyback chronograph. Tag Heuer always has a deep root and connection to motorsports. This one is special edition for Monza, which is a Grand Prix circuit in Italy that is known for being the fastest Grand Prix circuit. This watch comes in 42 millimeters with a skeletonized dial, and sub dials has a translucent sapphire glass. The date is at 9 o'clock, again in another odd position. Not sure why they chose to do that, but the top side of the case is in forged carbon, while the reverse side is in titanium along with the buckle. Really unique and avant-garde style watch from Tag Heuer with nice use of different materials. But again, the biggest issue with this one is the thickness of it, and it's definitely too big for my wrist, but nice watch. We are now over at the Zenith boutique to check out some of the new pilot watches that they are offering. This one is in 40 millimeters, and it comes in a stainless steel case and also a black ceramic one. The stainless steel case retails for 11,100, while the black ceramic one is for 14,000. And they also have a chronograph version of this, but they didn't have it in stores yet. So this will be just a quick stop at the Zenith boutique. And also an interesting fact about Zenith and pilot style watches is that Zenith has a patent for the word pilot to be on the dial, and they are the only brand that is allowed to do that. Other brands are allowed to call the watches pilot style watches, but they are not allowed to have the word on the dial. Zenith also released a new DeFi skeleton in a full black ceramic that I was really hoping they have in stores, but unfortunately not yet. Let me know if you guys want me to check it out in a future video. But anyway, now we are making our way to the Tudor boutique, and it is located right beside the Sincere Hot Horology boutique, or SHH for short. And I've been wanting to pay them a visit ever since they opened. They bring in brands mainly on the independent side, brands like Jacob & Co, Parmigiani Fleurier, so really fascinating brands and high-end watchmakers. Let me know if you guys want me to make a video and check out the pieces that they offer. And we are at our last stop at the Tudor boutique, and it is my first time being in here, and I've never really tried on Tudor watches in general, so this will be a first hands-on experience with their watches. I was also greeted by Mr. Eric, a really nice guy, and at the end of the video he gave me a nice magazine. But anyway, this is the Black Bay 41 in burgundy with a Jubilee style bracelet. And my general opinion on Tudor watches, at least back then, was that it is always being compared to Omega, and a lot of people are saying that it is a competitor to Omega. And this one is also a master chronometer, so I think that comparison will still is still going on up till today. But nowadays, Omega prices are getting further and further away from Tudor's, so I don't think it's a valid comparison anymore. And anyway, Omega's history is just that much more deep and rich. This is in no way putting Tudor down as a brand. I think they are great at what they do, and also at the price that they are asking, I think it's fair. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. But here is Eric showing the new T-Fit clasp on the bracelet.
So there's because we wrap you out.
Okay, understand.
So actually you can shift in and shift out also.
Okay, can.
So there's a ceramic ball bearing. So when you feel the sound, it's much more secure. There's a safety glass also. Yeah.
Okay, the T is here. The T fit.
Yeah, it's here. The ceramic ball bearing. The white
Okay.
color.
I see. Okay. Is this new for?
Yeah, no.
Tudor?
Previous
Previous
only
models?
for the bracelet itself.
Only for the
TV class. Yeah, it's new.
Let's see how it looks on my wrist. 41 millimeters and only 200 meters of water resistant. And for those specifications, I think this watch is a bit too thick for me. And the lugs also flare out a bit too much. If you have the wrist for it, I think this will be a nice watch for you. But for me, it's a bit too big, and I kind of wish I wore my Seamaster just to show how irrelevant the comparison is. Keep in mind, I bought my Seamaster in 2020, and I paid about the same price as what this Tudor retails for. But yeah, if you have the wrist for this watch, I think it'll be a nice watch. Next, we move on to the Black Bay 54. This one is a reinterpretation of Tudor's first dive watch that was launched in 1954, hence the name. And back then it was a reference 7922. This new model also retains the classic proportions of the first dive watch at 37 millimeters. The Black Bay 54 is also 200 meters water resistant, but only a chronometer certified watch, not a master chronometer certified watch, unlike the Black Bay Burgundy that we saw earlier. But you'll see in a bit on my wrist that this proportion is perfect. It wears really nice on the wrist, and the thickness is also just nice. This one would be my pick if I were to pick a Tudor right now from the catalog. And look how well it wears on my wrist. 37 millimeters. The lugs doesn't flare out too much. The thickness is just nice, and it has that quintessential tool watch look that really Tudor is known for. At 5,000 Singapore dollars, it really is hard to find a better watch at this price point. You may look at Oris or Longines, but I think this would still be the best pick. And if you're still working up your way towards a Rolex, for example, I think you'll be happy with this one for quite a while you wait for that magical call that you may or may not receive. We still have one more watch to try on, and this is the Tudor Black Bay GMT with a opaline dial and the famous Pepsi bezel. And GMT means Greenwich Mean Time. Essentially, if a watch has a GMT function, you are able to track up to 3 different time zones if you use the bezel. They also have a black dial version of this watch, but that is an older model. This year they released a new color in this opaline dial. The GMT function is especially useful for people that travel a lot, and this one is in 41 millimeters with a dome sapphire glass. Not sure how I feel about the date window at 6 o'clock and the look of it, but other than that, this is a cool watch, and the price again 6,000 Singapore dollars. It really has a lot of value. And all the watches that you see today, the 3 different Black Bays, unfortunately they are not retail pieces. You have to put your name on an interest list, and I think it's about a few months waiting time. And yeah, that's all for this video. And thank you again to Eric for the hospitality. And if you guys like this kind of content, remember to like and subscribe, and let me know down below which one is your favorite release from Watches and Wonders 2023. And if not, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.